midnight is a reference to the middle of the tribulation. So it says they went forth to meet the bridegroom. When we go at the rapture, we don't go to only meet the bridegroom, we go to get married to him. But these, you see, go only to meet him. If the 10 virgins were the bride or the brides of Christ, he left half of his brides on the earth and took half of his brides to heaven. You see, it sounds so stupid even to talk about it. What is it talking about? Just as these verses in Matthew 24 and Luke chapter 12 and 21 were talking about a post-tribulation rapture, these verses are talking about what many Christians have no clue about. It is talking about a mid-tribulation rapture. Yes, you heard it right. A mid-tribulation rapture. You say, but mid-tribulation rapture is false doctrine. Well, if you say that the church will be caught up, the body of Christ will be caught up in the middle of the tribulation, then it's wrong. It's false doctrine. But if you say that it's a mid-tribulation rapture for Jews and other believers in the tribulation, it's not false doctrine. It is called rightly dividing the word of truth. Because as I've said, there is not just one rapture that the Bible talks about. The Bible talks about 7 different raptures. I've done a Bible study on it. You can look it up. But the mid-tribulation rapture is one of those raptures. You know, in the previous century especially, there was a great debate among Bible teachers and Christians about the timing of the rapture. Some of the greatest minds among, Christians in the body of Christ debated this question, whether the rapture will be a pre-tribulation rapture, a mid-tribulation rapture, or a post-tribulation rapture. They're talking about the body of Christ. When will it be caught up? Before the tribulation, in the middle of the tribulation, or at the end of the tribulation? Why did this debate arise? You say, well, I thought everybody knew that the church will be caught up before the rapture. Why did this debate arise? Why are people like Stephen Anderson and others who follow him or someone like him, there are many nowadays, believe that the church will go through the tribulation and at the end of the tribulation be caught up? Why did this whole confusion and debate arise in the first place? You know why? Because they have seen that the Bible teaches a mid-tribulation rapture. So some people clung to that and said, this is the one. Some others saw that the Bible also teaches a post-trib rapture. The others caught to that and said, this is the right one. Then the others, like the Baptists, saw that there is a pre-trib rapture. And they caught on to that and said, there is no such thing as a mid-trib rapture or a post-trib rapture. You know what? All 3 are there in the Bible. Christians fail to see that. And they apply this, all 3 of these, to the body of Christ. That's where they make a mistake. You see, it's like this. There is a pre-trib rapture for the body of Christ. Secondly, there is a mid-trib rapture for Jews and other believers in the tribulation. Then thirdly, there is a post-trib rapture, again for Jews and for other believers in the world. In Revelation chapter 7 and in Revelation chapter 15, you know what you see? You don't see a one body of Christ. The Bible clearly makes a differentiation. There are Jews and there are Gentiles. Not just in these chapters, but if you read the entire book of Revelation, what you see there are 2 groups. In fact, 3 groups. You have Jews, you have saved Gentiles and unsaved Gentiles and Jews. That's the 3 groups. You can't escape that. There is no body of Christ. Why? Because it's caught up. But again, you see very clearly there's another body that, or another group or groups of people who are caught up. That also is true. Then towards the end of the tribulation, there's another group that's caught up. That's also true. But Christians fight about these things and one denies the other, right? Now you are in grave danger if you believe the church is caught up, right? The body of Christ is caught up here or here. That would be a great mistake. There are people caught up there, but it's not the body of Christ. So at midnight there was a cry made, behold, the bridegroom cometh, go ye out to meet him. They go forth to meet the bridegroom, not to marry him. In other words, these 10 virgins, where are the 10 virgins here? The 10 virgins, out of whom 5 are caught up, they are attending the wedding which takes place in heaven. They are the guests of this wedding. They are the friends of the bridegroom. Let me show you a few verses. Let's begin in the Gospel of John chapter 3 and verse 29. The Gospel of John chapter 3 and verse 29. These are the words that you find in the scriptures. He that had the bride is the bridegroom. The bridegroom is Jesus Christ. He that had the bride is the bridegroom. But the friend of the bridegroom, which standeth and heareth him, rejoiceth greatly because of the bridegroom's voice. This my joy therefore is fulfilled. Who's speaking? John the Baptist. He says, I'm not the bridegroom, Jesus is the bridegroom. Who are you, John? I am the friend of the bridegroom. John the Baptist was not a part of the body of Christ, you see. It was not formed yet when he died. He was not in the bride and he was not, in any Christian church, really. He's called a friend of the bridegroom. What does it mean? What it means is that he, being a Jew, is a type of all Jews who, when it comes to the wedding of the Lamb, are only guests. Right? You could say they are guests, they are friends of the bridegroom, whatever it is, but they are not the bride. They are not.